It's called a promo,
Shut
kid.
your
And
mouth,
if you want to
John.
be the big dog, you're going to have to learn how to do it. So go ahead.
You ready? No! I said, are you ready?
That was good. Glad you finally decided to pull that giant stick out of your butt and have some fun for once in your life.
You're uneducated marks! You sit there on your phones tweeting out your opinions like they're worth a damn. Let me explain something to you people. You don't know shit!
And I'd like to think that maybe this company will be better after Vince McMahon's dead.
Fucking pronounce his name. Nick Sortor?
Nick Satori? Something like that?
Minotaur? It's Sotor. This is stupid. This is already proven fake news, for one.
I think it's Satori.
Well, there's no I there. Sortor. If he was more
Oh,
relevant...
Sortor. I thought it... My bad. I can't read, guys.
He's never been relevant until today in our world, so...
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Also,
it doesn't matter.
When you're only responding to the people agreeing with your fake point rather than the people saying, why are you using a wrestling clip to push a fake agenda? He posted a clip of the Rock getting booed at the press conference over Cody Rhodes and said, crowd in Vegas boos The Rock, demanding he follow through with aid from Maui. Oprah and Dwayne The Rock Johnson promised tens of millions to the victims of the Maui fires, but many victims still have not seen a dime. It looks like the audience is fully America first and is demanding The Rock and Oprah follow through with their commitment to take care of the people of this Hawaiian city that I can't pronounce. The crowd started booing and chanting, Maui, 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 make it happen. They were chanting Cody. Cody.
Huh? Get off the gas, dude.
Mr. Johnson said, I typically refrain from responding to toxic, false clickbait garbage like this because I hate dignifying bullshit with the response. But when you use Hawaii's tragic events to draw attention to yourself, I won't stay quiet. This moment you're referring to is from our WWE press conference this past Thursday where I turned quote-unquote heel, wrestling parlance for bad guy. I'm playing it up with our crowd as they boo. It's what we do in our WWE universe, and we all love every second of it. We do. We love it.
Yeah.
For the record, our People's Fund of Maui has already delivered over $50 million to over 8,000 survivors who were affected by the fires, and I'm grateful to the bone that we've been for the primary funders. Hawaii is where I grew up, where I raised my children throughout the year, and where my ancestors are buried. These are my Polynesian people, and these are our American people. You can't imagine how much they are still struggling daily to put their lives back together and take care of each other. Our Poly-American people are as resilient as they come, and they will race to get back on their feet. Nick, now we're on first name basis, which when I read that at first, I didn't see the name, and I was like, wait, did Nick Hausman say some stupid shit again? I would... Instead of posting bullshit like this that you know is false, I encourage you to post something positive for Hawaii, for our Polynesian American people, or actually take positive action and come to Hawaii to help out in an uplifting way, which this man actually does reside in Hawaii. I'm in Hawaii now, and I guarantee you'll get great content that can actually make a difference in people's lives. Genuinely. Let's put our energy and our online platforms into lifting people up, acknowledging... I see what you did there. Acknowledging the good things that people do, raising awareness for the suffering in ways that can effectively help. It takes so much effort to be negative and create and spread bullshit, but when you spread positivity, kindness, and lead by example, you can really impact lives. That's why we have a show. I'm sorry to all of our Poly Hawaiian Ohana for Maui for shining light on this toxicity as you struggle through tough times. I always try to be... Wow, I wish I could speak Hawaiian a little better. Nau pono. I had to try.
No, pono, something like that.
I had to try, out of respect. Love you. Aloha, DJ. That was a long tweet.
It was a long tweet.
Again, Twitter has like the fact check thing under it, but what makes it even worse is he's only responding to people that are like, shout out to you for calling him out, and then all the people that are like, well, wait a second, why are you spreading bullshit?
I didn't think we'd get so political today, but here we are.
Right off the bat. We haven't even gotten to Roddy yet.
Roddy.
Alright, Wrestling in the Middle World Championship match this week. voted was the fucking...
Let's go.
Dude, R-Truth being added into this fucked everything up. But R-Truth
glad.
was chosen by the people, and we listen to the people.
Hell yeah, we do.
Let's go ahead and full screen this. Yeah. R-Truth versus Roderick Strong.
The match. The only match that matters.
I will say, for a couple other reasons, make sure this is muted. For a couple other reasons, this is probably my favorite match so far. Since we've started doing this is probably my favorite match so far because it was unexpected and it fucked the plan up.
I'm glad.
Let's go to up here. Apparently, going back to The Rock without being as political that direction and political in the other direction, back to our field of work, apparently he didn't even politic his way into that position, but Meltzer said it was a written incentive for him coming onto the board and accepting the role at TKO that he have that match against Reigns.
That sounds like a weird incentive. Like a
Right?
oh.
What?
We
What?
got Roddy attacking from behind. Okay.
What's up?
the timing on the hit. What's up?
Real fucking heel shit. I couldn't let that crowd get that behind him that soon before the match. I said, you're not even supposed to be in this match. R-Truth was not the number one contender, and yet here he is in the match. Dude, you see me pelting his face boy like that?
There was no need for that. It was uncalled for.
Break his back.
Ow.
That should have been it right there. He should have stopped there.
But yeah, that's a weird incentive. Weird right in there. Like, why?
Random note that I laughed to make this week. I forgot about the existence of Raquel Rodriguez.
Who?
Is this a Mandela effect thing? Did she ever really exist? Was Raquel Rodriguez a WWE wrestler?
I remember Raquel Gonzalez. I don't know about Raquel Rodriguez.
Dude, this is the weirdest Mandela effect of all time. I don't think she was ever there to begin with.
I don't think so either.
Whoa. I don't even remember Raquel Gonzalez.
You don't remember Dakota turning on Raquel?
I remember Raquel Contreras. Raquel Ramirez.
That's a lot of Raquels.
Yeah. But none of which are Raquel Rodriguez, which I forgot about, which didn't even exist. Wow.
Weird how that happens.
This is my favorite episode so far because what the fuck is going on in the world? Okay. Here's the theory.
Austin Theory?
No. This
Okay,
is
good.
And I was telling you this the other night. We're watching Collision. I was telling you this.
Yeah.
The Freebird rules apply to the tag titles and factions in WWE. Why haven't the Judgment Day split the tag titles back into two and had Dom and JD defend the SmackDown ones? That was fast.
You mean defend... Oh, wow. You mean defend titles that they actually want to keep? You want Dominic Mysterio to defend a title that you actually want to keep?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Dude, what a champion.
They should have R-Truth and JD.
R-Truth just got squashed in 3 minutes.
Hey.
We've already started the poll for next week since I'm not going to have much time next week to play through it. I'm going to be playing through the match today. But it looks to be Cody Rhodes to be our next contender, who was originally in the conversation for a contender the first time around. It's good to see Cody finally got his opportunity. Although I will say, it's weird that he's so over right now, but still not more over than R-Truth.
Hey. R-Truth is timeless. Not Tony, but timeless.
R-Truth should be in the main event of WrestleMania.
I second that. R-Truth versus Roman Reigns. Give him all the titles. I think R-Truth should dethrone Gunther.
Dude, plot twist. Oh, here's another thing. I should have ran through this faster while Roddy was wrestling. Although, to be honest, that Roderick Strong match was 3 minutes. I couldn't do much with that other than just let it play out.
Yeah.
So I saw this past weekend as well. Have you seen the Kobe Bryant statue? Have you seen the Kobe statue? Paul Heyman and others joke that he is acknowledging his tribal chief, and people saying it's in poor taste. And as somebody who's passionate about Kobe and his legacy, as well as being empathetic, I feel like that's a stretch.
A little bit. I mean, there are other things happening in the wrestling world that are less, that are more on the nose, like a man who should not be named.
Right. I mean, I think saying it's in poor taste is going too far against allowing humor that nobody is being harmed with. And this is from me, somebody who is usually too empathetic or quote unquote too sensitive.
Yes.
Like, I'm told I'm too sensitive a lot of times, and that's fine. I'll take that on the chin. But if that's the truth, this is just too fucking far from me. Like, if Kobe Bryant were still here today, he would be pissed off that was that soft. I'm sorry. It's just such the truth.
The man speaking the truth.
Dude, another thing that happened before we just dive right into Raw, Scott D'Amore got fired from TNA after trying to suggest they invest more into making TNA a better brand, is the way it feels. His idea was like, we want to increase the budget to sign better talent, to he just wanted to increase spending where I guess they could have, but they felt as a board couldn't have, and they're like, we got to let this crazy guy go.
That doesn't sound like a good thing. I know a lot of wrestlers were a little, upset and sad, and a lot of reactions to it.
Yeah, a lot of people want to stop watching TNA now because of it. And
one more thing I want to mention before we start. Progress and Defy.
Yes.
Progress and Defy have merged. They are now one.
They're Pro-Fi.
We'll see what the name is, but it sounds like they're going to still run Progress in the UK, Defy in the US, and maybe they'll do some crossover, but it'll be one overarching company. That should be good for them at least.
I like that. I'm glad you remembered that. Got through Roddy. Got through that. Actually, which would you rather do? Because you're prominent on NXT. Do you want to do the pay-per-view now, or do you want to wait till we get to NXT? That pay-per-view is a fucking banger.
I think we should wait till we get to NXT because a lot of it leads in because it's the fallout from the pay-per-view. So
that's fair. Hey, first that's fair for me.
Let's go.
St. Louis, electric as expected, and the Cody takeover was real. This is pre-press conference notes too. We're still on Raw here.
Yeah, they were hot.
Monday Night Roads. There's big pops on Monday Night Roads. Never been so happy to see Drew McIntyre. I have never been so happy to see him come out, and he comes to talk some sense into Cody.
He does, which I thought was somehow it was weird, but still in character, because he's so good at being a prick.
Reading this note going to the DIY winning the other number one contender spot out of the tag team Fatal 4-Way. I can't wait to get to SmackDown. That match was a banger.
That match was so good.
See, and last week I thought Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate winning made them the number one contender already, but nah. Over to SmackDown we get DIY versus Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. That's fuck. Notice Michael Cole tried to say Butch out of habit, but corrected himself. I did
not notice that. I guess
tried to say Butch.
Well, I mean, I did that same day. I think I said.
You would have heard me coming, dude.
Yeah, I could hear you. I heard you in my head.
This is no surprise. This one's no surprise. I'm sure you have it as everyone else does, but it's not a surprise to anybody that Becky Lynch is qualifying for the Elimination Chamber that she's going to win.
Yeah.
Unless you don't think she's winning. That's the only person
I think she's winning. I think she's winning, which is why I think the whole qualification thing is funny. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of people are saying, why do they even need to qualify?
Why?
Well, it's to give them screen time. Imagine how that works.
Imagine getting screen time when you're Nia Jax. We're going to get Rhea Ripley smashing on Nia Jax at Elimination Chamber. And of course they're doing that because it's in Australia and like Rhea Ripley, Australia, big pop. Yeah. We're in for it. I hope she smashes Nia Jax.
I hope she destroys her, man. Like just
dominant champion. I hope she never loses the title. I'm saying it.
Ooh.
Dude, here's my thing though. I tweeted this out to you. The Rock's gonna have Nia Jax win the title of Elimination Chamber to show us how much he really doesn't give a fuck about us.
It's still possible. That is still a thing that could happen.
He's like, oh, you want to see real heel heat? Watch what I can do here. Nia Jax, Women's World Champion, facing Liv Morgan at WrestleMania.
Damn.
Dude, Liv Morgan, I've never had anything against her. In fact, when the Riot Squad came about, I was all in for Liv Morgan. I was like, let's stop this shit. Let's go with Liv Morgan already. And Liv Morgan fans, as of recent years, have just made me really not enjoy her.
You know, that's fair.
It's like the Karrion Kross effect.
I guess so, yeah. I didn't even realize Karrion Kross had such toxic fans until I saw people pointing it out that he had toxic fans.
They're like, it's like he's the face for, like, fucking the worst type of negative toxic behavior. I feel like the white supremacists get behind him, the racists get behind him, the sexists get behind him. Like, anybody who likes to make derogatory remarks in any way against anybody of any sort of anything, Karrion Kross is our guy. I didn't say that.
It's funny because he comes across as someone like who really understands the business and is just like, yeah.
Dude.
Like, he doesn't come across as an asshole. I don't know how they become assholes.
Me neither. Again, this goes back to the Dijak thing, and yeah, I'll say his name for the sake of the conversation. Like, I can't blame him so much for it as I can creative, but at the same time, like, where do you stand within that decision? It gets very hard.
He's really good at being an asshole.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Dude. Poor Maxine has another off session in the ring and gets booed when doing the thank you, which I hate to see a babyface gimmick majorly over get booed. I really felt for her there. That's like the worst feeling.
She needs to go back down to NXT. I mean, we've all been saying it, but she needs to go back down to NXT.
She needs to go to GCW.
That's Chelsea Green, not.
Is that what the G stands for? Green Championship Wrestling?
Yes. Let's go.
Jey Uso interrupts Gunther, and I'm with it. I don't know if you are. I want it. I stamp it. I ship it. I eat it. Let's get it.
I mean, he's one of the only few left to really that you could believably see taking that title from Gunther. So I mean,
I'm with it. The way I said it too perfectly. I'm with it. I want it. I stamp it. I ship it. I eat it. Let's get it. I want it.
That's a T-shirt right there.
Screenshot that note. That's a T-shirt. We haven't even started the first 2 T-shirts we're supposed to have out. Merchandise is just so hard when there's so many other things going on.
Everything's hard, man.
Interviewing ECW legends. That's the other thing you're supposed to do before we start the show. I was going to make you watch the interview. If y'all haven't seen it, Season 1, Episode 16, Through the Table. Just incredible interview.
Go watch it now.
How can you tell Vince is gone? We called it pro wrestling on WWE television.
I didn't even notice that.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
That's the first thing I noticed. This is pro wrestling, is what they said. What? Who? Drew attacks Cody after he wins the bull rope match, and yeah.
Of course.
And yeah. There's that. That's Raw.
Hey, if you got to mention that Shin wanted Cody for the Army. He did. He wanted Cody. Like, he was all in on Cody.
But where does he lie in the title picture of WrestleMania? Like, Cody.
Nowhere.
Yeah, Cody is in the title picture of WrestleMania. This is the road to WrestleMania season. And it is a travesty that I don't get to make that many Shinsuke notes on the road to WrestleMania because he should be on the road to WrestleMania. What are we doing with him?
Well, look, there's a lot of people here. Shinsuke, like, we're not sure if Bobby's going to be there. Like, there's a lot of people that should be there that we're just not sure.
We're just not sure. Start this badass pay-per-view with Breakker and Baron winning the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. And, again, I was rooting for Trick Mello, but knowing, like, the way the storyline is probably going to break down for them, I wasn't mad at this. And that's weird for me to say.
It was the moment where Breakker almost took his head off.
Dude, I'm weirdly liking the Wolf Dogs, and I don't know why.
I think everyone is. There's something weird, like...
I hate Corbin, man, personally.
Braun went from being a pretty good face to a really good heel, and now he's, like, in between. Like,
yeah.
But he's good as that, too. Like...
What the fuck is going on in wrestling anymore?
I think... Was it you that said that having people do multiple roles before they go to the main roster was a good idea?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
here I am. I'm going to take my own advice sometimes. Again, it's just once Baron Corbin's incorporated and I'm liking it, I'm questioning myself, my own well-being. Lola Vice cashes in her contract in the middle banger NXT women's title match.
It was a really good match.
It was a really good match. It makes a exciting triple threat.
It did. Like, for how new Lola is, she's not bad.
Yeah, I'm not that fond on her, and I don't mean like I don't watch her, I haven't watched her. I mean like she's not my cup of tea, like we always say. But likewise, it did make an already badass match a little bit more interesting. Like I was on the edge of my toes the whole time. I was tiptoeing.
At the same point, I knew Tatum was gonna go in there and keep Lyra safe.
I was on my toes, man. I'm glad Lyra pulls out the win, but I was on my toes. I thought, again, just with it being the contract, Lola Vice might actually like upset win it, and I would have been questioning where we're going with NXT as a whole there.
Yeah, Lyra and Roxanne are both women that have had title reigns, but Lyra's just barely getting to that conversation of having like what I would call a good title reign.
Yeah.
Roxanne didn't really have that.
I want her to have a legendary title reign.
Let's go.
The man has 3 faces. Oh, I interrupted you, my bad.
I don't know if you have it written down, but she will be defending against Shotzi next week.
No, I don't have that yet, and I might have actually wrote that down towards the actual NXT notes, but I don't believe I did.
Well, it's not really mentioned on NXT. It just got set up at a live show.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Found out this weekend.
Man has 3 faces.
Yeah. Dude Love, Cactus Jack, and Mankind. I
think there are a lot of those signings, those indie signings, like what is the name? Brogan Finley, Jay Malachi, and Lucky Ali. Those 3, it could be one of those 3 that they signed recently, but I don't know what that has to do with any of them. I'm not.
It's Bo Dallas.
It's Bo Dallas. Let's go.
It's Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy and 2 other people. I don't know. I'm just reaching. I'm grasping for straws. I wasn't aware that they
Part of me thinks it has something to do with Joe Gacy, because Joe Gacy's been pretty prominent lately, and he's got the whole mask face thing going.
It could be a good spin for him. I wasn't aware that they gave NXT the old 2016 PLE lineup, adding Roadblock and Battleground to their event list. I didn't know that was the thing.
I knew it, but I didn't really think of it that way until you said it.
Dude, literally, the whole 2016 live event lineup is now the NXT lineup with all the pay-per-views they're doing. Roadblock and Battleground announced, and Battleground was one of my favorite pay-per-views because they always had like badass cards for no reason when they ran those pay-per-views. Underrated match. I'm going to give y'all a little bit of a tip here real quick. Underrated match. John Cena, Kevin Owens, 2015 Battleground. I put that in my top 10 matches list of all time.
I remember you telling me about that one, yeah.
Not talked about enough. Okay. Oba Femi ran through Dragon Lee as expected.
He did.
Ran through him.
I don't know about you, but did it feel like the crowd wasn't into Oba as into Oba Femi as they thought they should be?
Right. It's like he was really over at first, and now I feel like, here's the thing, and this is shitty of fans in a sense. I feel like the WWE has a great concept for getting a bigger guy over, and it'll work, but then once the crowd realizes that's what they're doing, they quickly shift to like, oh, we don't like this. It's another big man.
I just thought it was something to do with the fact that the NXT faithful at
Full Sail?
Yeah. They are way better at making chants and giving people aura.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like these bigger venues, it's just a harder time. Maybe he just needs to build a little bit more, and then the bigger venues will follow suit. But that crowd was not having him that day.
That's a good point. I always forget for whatever stupid reason that they do NXT episodes at Full Sail, and then you have a whole other crowd for the pay-per-views. I still regret not getting tickets to American Bash.
I mean, on one hand, the Full Sail crowd is so good.
Stupid. No, it wasn't stupid. Trick Williams versus Dragunov was a good good one. Badass finish.
Did you see Meltzer?
Yeah, yes, dude, disrespect.
How are you going to give Jericho versus Takeshita, which I'm not even that down on Jericho as other people are.
Yeah, no,
but to rate that higher than
I wouldn't have rated it past 3. I'm sorry. I could see how you would go that high, like for a couple of the spots and for the finish. But that said, that's not enough to give it that many stars
No,
or that high of a
I'm
rating,
sorry.
and then compare that to the main event of an NXT pay-per-view that, again, badass finish. Dragunov
Amazing
wins clean.
match.
Of course, not so badass, but totally expected. Carmelo turns on Drake, which will, now that we're into the actual NXT notes from this Tuesday, you can get a little bit more into that.
Yeah, the show starts off with Mello coming out, and then like,
And dipping.
and then
didn't
he'd be
even
like,
make a note.
he's like, not now.
I didn't even make a note until later. I didn't know that he was going to come back. I was like, he's not showing up.
But the fact that literally everyone's just chanting "fuck you, Mello,"
Yeah.
so good. Like he got genuine heat.
What was that other chant? It was stuck in my head.
I think it's tricks coming for you, Mello.
Yeah, tricks coming for you. I was trying to get that
coming
last
for
part.
you.
No, tricks coming for you. Wolf Dogs entering the tag title conversation.
Yeah, do you think they're gonna take them?
I love the family too much to say no, but the superstar in me says it's very possible.
I believe so.
Actually, let's backtrack that, because I'm thinking on the fly here. Braun Breaker's already in talks with SmackDown and Raw.
He is, yes.
I don't see that. They'll probably just split up before then. They'll just split up.
Maybe.
This ran its course. I'm upset that instead of fixing the Dijak situation, they've since pushed him into the title picture. I was like, wait, hold on a second. How did we go from this to now he's talking to Dragunov? And
Well, it was kind of building on past seeds, because remember they faced each other last year. They had a little bit of thing last year.
see that I don't recall.
Yeah.
I must have been missing it. I see where the priorities are.
Yeah. They were shut up T-bar chants. That was great.
Carmelo Hayes got serious heel heat on him.
He did.
We were just talking about it. I definitely love seeing how well the building up to this paid off. Also, totally got me with the fake Trick Williams coming out move. You got me. They got me.
As soon as the music started playing, I was like, he's about to do his Shawn Michaels.
What sold it for me was his reaction to the music hitting. He did the reaction perfectly. Like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting this man to come out here.
Like, I love that Mello before was a good heel. But Mello now, after being a face for so long,
Yeah.
he's like another level of heel. Like double heel. I don't know. He's just so good in this role now.
He's double heel level. So, as we know then, Dragunov wins a wrestling match. And after the wrestling match, gets attacked by Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah. I don't like the idea of another Mello versus Dragunov match. Not that I don't think it's going to be good. It's just, we've seen 3 matches. I'm afraid it's not going to be as good as the ones before.
Oh, and yeah, you got to keep upholding the bar. Hold on, Rob Van Dam spot on the DVD. We got the
We had to
Elimination
pause
Chamber
for
DVD in. Yeah. Rob Van Dam off the top of the chamber. That was a beautiful frog splash. Let's keep it moving. We want Trick and Mello at Stand and Deliver.
I think that's the move here, right?
Well, I'm thinking, could we instead just be back on Carmelo Hayes and Dragunov? That was the thing. I was like,
I think Trick costs Mello. I think
Yeah.
that's how this is going to go.
I hear you. I'm just having to ask the question.
I'm really sad that you don't have a note about Tatum trying to cash in.
Yeah, because it threw me off. I'm glad, if you have a note, I'm glad you do, because I still don't fully understand what was
So
happening there.
Tatum took Lola's contract because Lola was involved in trying to...
Yeah.
Keith's trying to mess with Lyra.
Yeah.
And Tatum's like obsessed with Lyra, I guess.
Yeah.
So she got her contract and she was like trying to cash in on nothing?
Exactly, because that's where the confusion came. Where did you get the contract, and why are you cashing in something that she doesn't even own anymore?
Well,
It's...
she got the contract, and I guess the intention was to mess with Lola,
Yeah.
obviously. But just, I thought it was funny. I don't know.
It would be funnier if Lola Vice still had the contract in her own possession. Like, she still had that pending and could use it. The fact that it's just like a piece of paper now is like, wait, you interrupted the match for a piece of paper?
I forgot she used it.
Yeah, that's the confusion here. That's why I couldn't write a note, because I was trying to understand,
Who is-
why are you cashing in something
That-
that's already
that almost-
used?
In my mind, that makes it stupid. Of course, more stupid, but
Trying to understand Tatum
funnier.
Paxley is the hardest thing in the world. That's
I
why
think
sometimes
that's-
I can't do it.
I think that's the point.
Yeah.
I feel like she's going to make a good female R-Truth.
That's fair, and I'm glad you went that route because I didn't want anyone to compare her to Nikki Cross again. I feel like it's disrespectful right now to say that. Nikki Cross in her NXT era was badass.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that's all I wanted to mention about that. Move on to Dub.
I was like, no, we're leaving the feds. What you mean? This is the first week where our NXT notes minus Tatum Paxley all aligned. That's really cool. It's not. In fact, yeah, it's the first of its time.
Wow.
Open Dynamite was Swerve versus Hangman 3. Badass match.
Amazing match. And
how about that botched table spot?
That was funny as
hurt.
hell.
No, that hurt.
What really gets me is I think the more unhinged Adam Page gets, the thicker his mustache gets.
I saw you say that on the internet.
It's true. I swear to God.
I'll say it again. It was a badass match, but I hated the draw and lack of notice on the final time limits. And okay, so let's discuss this between you and me because I feel like people were trying to correct me on something I was sure was a thing. There's a 60-minute time limit warning. There's always been. Am I wrong on thinking that? People are saying 5 minutes is the final notice, but I've always thought there's a 60 seconds remaining.
I thought there was a 1 minute remaining, but
exactly.
I remember there being some time, but maybe I'm
in this case
Mandela affecting that too. Just like Rackle.
And I feel like Tony Khan missed the assignment on this one. Like it would have been way more intense of a moment to finish that segment out with a double turn, making Hangman full heel and Swerve full face, and having Swerve win clean. So personally, I wasn't a fan of the outcome, but I kind of tried not to complain too much because I know the triple threat match will hold up.
Yeah, I mean, I thought how much of a turn they had was okay for me.
Yeah.
I thought that was nice. But I could see how going full would have made it a lot better.
When I think of Hangman's thick mustache now, too, I only can think of the iCarly segment or the mustache that the farm girl thinks is a squirrel. That's what it just reminds me of.
Let's go.
So we're going to be talking about this like 3 separate times, I feel like. This will be the first of 3. CMLL versus BCC was a good one, as expected.
Yes.
Interesting to see how much further this AEW CMLL partnership goes with the way they're still heating up the co-branded rivalry and involving the locker rooms. And again, this is the 1 out of 3 times we're going to talk about it. And it's not that it's boring me. It's just, as I'll go ahead and preview what I'm going to say on Collision, when do they win?
I don't know. Maybe
just squashing them.
Maybe when Volador Jr. gets his blood pressure down?
Oh, man.
That poor guy looked like a tomato.
Undisputed Kingdom jumps Chucky T. My notes typoed it as Chuckle T.
Yeah, give Chucky T a break, man. Like, is he still not cleared? I'm not quite sure. Is he not cleared then? Because I know he wasn't cleared before. But is he still not cleared and that's why they attacked him?
Still not cleared, I believe.
Okay, that makes sense.
Could be like John Moxley and just keeps trying to clear himself, but everyone's like, you can't do that. This was kind of like a ball dropper here. Tony's big announcement is a special episode live from the TD Garden in Boston called Big Business.
Which was spoiled like an hour or so before by Boston. So
apparently this is going to be a game changer for the pro wrestling industry.
Well, I mean, we got Boston.
Yeah. He also said on the thing, on his tweet, like, it'll bring in a lot of Monet. Because rumored debut of Mercedes Monet, of course. But do you agree that this was a huge announcement? Huge. It was huge. Game change.
Okay, listen. Tony Khan...
Love him.
He's allowed to have his own meter for these things. I just let him because at this point he's set the bar with it.
Yeah.
So by his standards, yeah, I think this is because it will lead to the debut of Mercedes. If it does not, then there might be something wrong here.
I wasn't a fan of Jericho this week, and I'm laughing because now I know the stars on this match. Which, funny story here, but I told some friends who aren't fans of his, I finally got what they were talking about, and they were like, nah, he looked great this week. It tripped me out. I was like, for once, I get it. I see how y'all are... They made the comment, Jericho is just taking away TV time at this point. And I was like, he is a WrestleMania main eventer. Like, you give him some fucking credit and respect, blah, blah, blah. This week, I was like, I get it. No, I get it now. I love him, but I get it. Nah, he looked great this week.
I thought he looked okay. The thing that gets me, this whole storyline, Jericho, Callis, like, I'm tired of both of these men.
Dude, you gotta tell me. There's no... Since the Like a Dragon street fight, which most people didn't like but me, there's been nothing but just randomness to it. There's no... I don't know.
It feels like there's no direction. It feels like we're going, but there's no stopping point. We're just going to keep going until the wheels fall off, I guess.
Till the wheels fall off. Chris Jericho's wheels are barely hanging on.
Yeah.
The awesome main event. Sting and Darby Allin winning the tag titles off of Ricky Starks and Big Bill. Your brother actually told me he was really happy to see Big Bill drop the tag title. May drop them to the Bucks, but whatever. It's a fun moment. It was a fun moment. Like, we'll worry about Revolution when it's here.
It's the same thing as, when we might get the Awesome Truth winning the tag titles.
Yeah.
Like, giving these people one more title feels like a really validating thing.
Yeah. There's just the discussion, like, do they retire Sting with the belts, or do they give them to the Bucks? I feel
like they're going to give them to the Bucks.
Yeah. I just hate to see people lose their last match. And again...
That is true.
There's a saying in the wrestling business. We went over this whenever we did the Beyond the Mat series, which is almost not even watchable at this point. But when we're talking about Terry Funk, there's an old saying in the business, it's better to go out on your back than... ahead, because that's where wrestlers get this ego trip, like they have to continue. It's better to go out on your back. So I could see Sting having that mindset, being as an old timer as he is, but I don't like it.
I get both sides of it. Mm-hmm. I think this was his crowning moment.
Yeah.
I think this is it. So now he can go out on his back.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. We're moving on to Rampage here. Hot start with the Undisputed Kingdom and semi-best friends. Not the best friends, but the semi-best friends. Good match with a great finish as the Undisputed Kingdom get the win. That was a good one.
Yes, it was.
And we love Roddy. And he's our Wrestling in the World Champion.
Hell yeah,
apparently.
He is.
Just barely noticed the BTE trigger is now the EVP trigger.
Yes.
Not as gnarly, though, as the kick in the nuts.
That was...
It's funny that I'm almost 30 years old and I still laugh my ass off when I see someone get kicked in the nuts really hard.
Similarly, I don't laugh, but I do an audible gasp, even though I know at this point. But it's like, I don't know, just the implication.
All right, what did I say on that first note? Oh, I said it was a good match with a great finish. Mystico versus Matt Sydal, great match with an okay finish.
That's fair. I think that's about what anyone expected, to be fair.
I expected, as they usually do with Matt Sydal, him to just job out and whatnot, because he's always losing, and I hate that for someone who's been a fan of his since the day he was born. See what I did there? But that, despite victory or non-victory, the match was great. The finish just wasn't a fan, but...
Finish didn't have a lot of face to it. It was faceless, even.
Nice.
See what I did there?
I did. Ruby Soho notices a strange note in her pocket before the main event.
I was so like, why? Okay, this whole storyline, again, this is why I don't like Rampage.
This is Road to the Elite in real life. Ditches Saraya in the match to get pinned by Willow.
I did like that.
And
I like that part.
Sky Blue randomly shows up, as does Julia Hart. She does still work there.
She does still work there. Good.
I love her hat. I'm not sure if I've ever wrote this down or said this on the show. I've said it many times outside, but I love her TBS title hat. I think it's so cool.
It is a really nice color.
And this concludes my notes for our second ever Random Rampage. I had to make the note again. It's Random Rampage Part 2.
I feel like that's 90% of Rampages.
Sometimes.
Like,
it's not the case.
Both AEW brand and actual real life.
Dude, it's my favorite video game of all time.
That's fair.
Dun, dun, dun. Now we're back to the feds. I'm actually really excited because SmackDown was really, really hot. And there's a lot of shit going on, which, I mean, I didn't write down in the layout here that the press conference happened in between. As we know, a lot of shit happened at the press conference, most notably the thing with Cody Rhodes being in the main event of WrestleMania and The Rock bitch slapping him.
He put that tiffy in that, man.
He did do that, and what did he say afterwards? I still don't know what he said. He's like, this is fucking bullshit, or I'm gonna knock his fucking teeth out. He said something.
Something like that. I can't remember. A lot of things were said. I love that Seth stepped in and was like, you can't just come in here and do what you want.
Yeah, there's multiple ways I could see this playing out. Of course, long-term game, we get Roman Reigns versus The Rock, just with no title, just for the title being tribal chief. Like, that's a analysis.
Thing, yeah.
You could have The Rock interfere in this. We don't want that, but that's a possibility. We could, have The Rock and Reigns versus Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes at Elimination Chamber. Big deal. Not the first time The Rock's done something like that. Also, here's a fucking idea, and I don't love my idea, but I mean, given that it's WrestleMania 40 and it would be a really interesting concept, we could be building to the second ever tag team main event of WrestleMania. One, we had, of course, the infamous Hulk Hogan, Mr. T, Roddy Piper.
I don't love that idea either.
No, I don't love it, but I could see them doing it.
It would make sense, I suppose.
Rollins and Rhodes versus Reigns and Rock.
So
they're all ours.
So in the end, they were just the Cody crybabies. Mm-hmm. I'm not of that. I don't like the whole Cody crybaby name.
Yeah.
I'm just would still be upset. So somehow we would still end up upsetting everyone, even after.
I definitely, as a Cody crybaby, would be upset. Unless it was a thing of okay, if Cody and Seth win, then Cody gets the Universal title. And if The Rock and Reigns win, then The Rock gets the World Heavyweight title.
That would be a really weird way to do it.
You want to talk about weird. I cannot get used to hearing Triple H announce as Paul Triple H Levesque.
For some reason I laughed too. I was like, what?
You want to hear a funny story?
Let's hear a funny
I've never
story.
really told this story before, and I'm glad I have the opportunity now to. When I was a kid, I knew Triple H's name was Paul Levesque, because again, I was a mark when I was a kid. I still am. I don't know why I said was. Whenever he, in 2008, 2007, around that time, got another really bad knee injury, I was concerned. Yes. I was worried. I went to church that Sunday and added him to the prayer list. I just wrote on there Paul Levesque, because that's his real name, and I need God to heal him for real. I kid you not, the next week, they come out with, the bulletin. My mom sees it, and it says, Paul Levesque, friend of Laura Irwin's. And she's like, who is this? And I told her, and she made me, go to church the next week and tell the pastor that, it was a wrestler and blah, blah, blah. And they didn't think he was really hurt. And I was like, but he's really hurt.
He's actually really hurt, guys. Man. Come on.
Man.
That's funny. That is hilarious.
Triple H, Paul Levesque, whatever you want to call him, says he's the only one with real authority. Also, doesn't acknowledge the title as the Universal title. Though the graphic still says Universal, I like this idea that we're straying away from it, because it was kind of weird. Again, the Universal title is something I made when I was 12 years old on SmackDown vs. Raw. There was always... Daniel Bryan said it best when it first came out. We'll just do the Galactic Championship next.
Let's go. I'm down.
That actually does sound badass, doesn't it? Seth Rollins, contender to be determined at Elimination Chamber.
I'm down with that. The field looks really strong.
I was. I mean, of course I still am. We'll get to why I'm not in a second. LA Knight comes out on commentary for AJ Styles versus Drew McIntyre, and it appears we were building for Styles and LA Knight at Mania.
I believe so.
I'm with it.
It makes sense given the lead up to the fatal or the triple. Was it fatal 4-way? I can't remember. It was a fatal 4-way.
Yes.
Leading up to the fatal 4-way, they were kind of feuding with each other. And
you forgot Orton was in it?
For a second. But, okay. Yeah.
I laughed at that. I thought that was funny. Bianca Belair, of course, qualifies for the Women's Chamber.
We would have seen that coming. It was a decent match.
I'm sure nobody had expected Michin to get an upset win. I thought that would be cool. I kind of zoned out for a while during this match and thought about the concept of like, what if she just upset the whole world right now?
Nope.
I would be with that. I'm still on LA Knight and AJ Styles in my head. I really like that match. And again, I'm calling it now. I said it before we started. LA Knight's winning the Royal Rumble next year. Him or CM Punk or Obafemi. Those are our top 3 contenders for Royal Rumble winners. I'm throwing
Rise
shit.
up over feminists.
We find out this week on SmackDown the Tribal Trolls, Rock and Reigns, coming to SmackDown. The Tribal Trolls.
I love the whole segment with Triple H talking to Braun and being like, hey, I need some advice, blah, blah, blah. And then Paul comes in and then just like the threat. Like, Paul's like so smug. He's like, I'm going to be here with Roman Reigns next week and The Rock.
The Tribal Trolls. Dakota Kai comes to sweet talk Bayley during her babyface speech. Yeah, this culminates to her saving Bayley from getting jumped, too.
This is going to be so tragic.
Interesting. Why do you say that?
We all know Dakota Kai's history with friends. We've seen it with Tegan. We've seen it with the woman you think still doesn't exist.
Who?
Raquel. And we're going to see it again with Bayley. She's going to turn on Bayley, and at least I think. I just don't know like who helps Bayley at this point.
Only Bayley can help herself.
That's
real fucking bombshell. Sasha Banks. All of this Mercedes Moné to AEW rumors are squashed. It was never true. She's coming back as Sasha Banks. Boss and Hug connection.
What if both can exist at the same time?
Then we've really broken the fourth wall down. And when that day comes, I will celebrate.
That would be crazy.
Can we agree, though, that this is the most entertaining storyline heading into WrestleMania?
To me, it is. It is definitely the one with the most legs on it, I would say, for sure.
I think it should be main event on night 1, but I see it also being the show's opener.
It's going to be...
It's got big opener vibes.
Part of me thinks it's going to be thrown around in the middle, just because Bayley and Rhea, or Becky and Rhea is probably going to be like opening day 1 or something. I don't know. Like
we'll see as we get to that night, but looking at it, I think we're both on the right track. I'm just switching them around. I see Bayley Io to start, Becky Rhea to end, and yeah.
We'll see.
Okay. Did DIY versus Bates and Dunn go as hard as we wanted?
Let's go, Techers.
I couldn't tell if Pete Dunne really did tag in or not, but regardless, I'm pleased that they're the new number 1 contenders.
Please let Dunn and Bate win.
Dude, it's so hard to see the likelihood of it, but it is. The pop would be massive.
See, they're already screwing over my favorites in NXT, Axiom and Frazier.
Yeah,
they're not getting them any wins.
We didn't even get to put them in the notes because that's how poor they're booking them right now.
I put them in my notes. I just didn't say anything.
Gotcha.
We moved on. But yeah, let them win and split the titles.
Yes. Pete Dunne can defend the Raw ones by himself. Tyler Bate can defend the SmackDown ones by himself.
He probably could, honestly. Tyler Bate should be world championship level.
Why did R-Truth think Kevin Owens was The Miz? And why is this random crazy gimmick starting to feel like a dementia angle?
I don't know.
It's starting to feel more like he's got dementia. So, and here's what I'm upset about. Randy Orton, who needs the win more than anyone else, I guess, beats Sami Zayn in a qualifying match, defying him his chance at the big spot.
Yes.
Did I say defying? I meant denying. I was thinking about the progress.
I thought you said defined.
Yeah.
I thought you said to find.
I'm pretty sure because I still have progress and defy merging in my head somewhere. Subconsciously, I just said defying, but I definitely meant denying. And you know what? I mean defying too, because the defiance of WWE to sit here and keep squashing Sami Zayn. Like, you know, he's 0-11 in his last 11 matches. That's stupid.
It's a good build-up for a babyface comeback, for like a real good comeback. But there's too many people in that conversation, the World Championship conversation, to realistically see Sami Zayn in there. You
and Alyssa and everybody else keeps telling me Drew McIntyre, and I'm just
I think Drew's winning. I think Drew's going to take the title from Seth, and then either Damian cashes in or he loses it really soon after. I think he just gets that moment.
I guess what turned me off to Drew McIntyre winning the Elimination Chamber, going to WrestleMania, winning the title was, dude, I've seen Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins 3 times over now. Like,
yeah.
I'm not mad at it happening. I rooted for him a couple of those times, but, dude, I need a new match.
That's fair.
I need a new match. Forget this is what I said on Twitter. Let me say it now before we drop off the subject. Forget being a Cody crybaby. I'm no longer a Cody crybaby. I'm turning into a Sammy sad boy now. That's the new way.
That's fair.
I'm a Sammy sad boy.
I should make one for Axiom.
I'm an Axiom asshole.
An Axiom anguisher. I don't know. I'll work on it. I'm a poet. I can do this.
All right, we're gonna go Collide. Collision was fucking weird this week. Not the show itself was weird. We did a badass trivia show mid Collision.
Yes, we did.
This past weekend. I had so much fun. Honestly, from me to you, and like not a lot of people know this, but these past few weeks, in the first, second season, and the start of this, as you could tell, the way I still get so flustered, it's been stressful. Like, we've been burning the fucking fuel hard, and
yeah, we've had a lot of things that we want to do, a lot of things that we're trying to get going. It's just so tiring.
I was really starting to get burnt. Many days I was like, dude, is this even working? Do we even want to do this? And honestly, being a part of this trivia show this past weekend restored a little bit of that for me. It restored that feeling of like, I love doing this. I love this shit. So,
I think part of it is just having new experiences really helps us go along, just to feel like we're doing something.
And we're still putting out bonus content and stuff like that, and I'm glad we are, but we've minimalized it, and nobody's complained about that. So thank you to everybody who's allowed us to take a step back while still being productive. Yeah,
we do, like I said, we have a lot of big plans, but we're just working on everything right now.
Season 1, they don't know. I was staying up 18 hours a day working on this show. All those fucking video edit after video edit, and now our show, the video version's available same day, so it's crazy how far we've come.
Yeah.
We start off Collision with another CMLL BCC tag match. Still good, just still going.
Yeah, and they still lost.
BCC still winning. Unexpected to see FTR and the BCC come to blows after the match, though. That
I felt like
we're not on the same team.
Maybe I've not been watching lately. I know I've been watching, but maybe I haven't been paying attention. Was there any lead up to this?
No.
I mean, BC just said they're the best tag team or something like that.
Yeah, and then I guess FTR just has to stick up their ass. Because FTR has been having the thing with the House of Black for months, so they were like, fuck it, here's something else to do. What if FTR's leaving AEW for CMLL, and that's what's going to be the catalyst for this? They rumor it to go to a cross-branded pay-per-view, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Adam Copeland, who I'm going to get to see live this week, says you already know he's coming for the TNT title, but Daniel Garcia has something to say about it.
Hell yeah, he did. Daniel Garcia is going to be the one to take it. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, you Cope fans. I'm a Cope fan too, but I need Daniel Garcia to get that TNT title.
I could go either way. I'm just, like I said, I'm going to get to see Edge wrestle live this week, and that's something that I can't get over.
You're going to get to see Daniel Garcia wrestle live this week.
I'm going to see them both at the same time.
At the same damn time.
Unexpected banger alert with Mark Briscoe and Brody King.
Hell yeah.
Unexpected
Such a good match.
Love Julia Hart's TBS title hat. The note was already there. I said it once.
Did you love that they stabbed him with the spike, but the spike didn't have any blood on it?
No.
I love that.
Tony Storm is so fucking entertaining, I can't take it anymore. I can't even take it anymore.
The post-match, just lying on the mat, and just, I love it.
Dude. Fucking cinema. Another cinema. Orange Cassidy and Tamaro Ishii have a solid main event title match to close it out. Pure wrestling finish with a roll-up, but not that anticlimactic again, I guess.
Yeah, it was okay. It was pretty good.
She said it was okay.
I can't remember where I have this note from, but at one point Nigel says Tope Con weirdo. I can't remember what match this was for. This is why I need better notes, guys.
I was like, was it during the CMLL BCC match? Probably not.
All I know is he said Tope con weirdo, and now I can't get it out of my head. Nigel is a gym.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite commentators. He says a lot of funny things. Here's what I didn't know. I didn't know it was Saturday night in the U.S. Thought it was Sunday night here. So Sunday morning, before we started show tapings, I was up at 6 a.m. watching The New Beginning, which I still haven't finished. Next week I'll talk about some New Japan stuff for sure. I wanted to save it for next week. Because even though we still got some minutes, I haven't finished the pay-per-view. And this is Will Ospreay and Okada's last event in New Japan. So
Their last hoorah.
I'm excited
in
to talk about it.
I'm excited for you.
That I'm watching the Elimination Chamber DVD. This is one of my favorite DVDs of all time.
Hell yeah, look at Sean.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels won the first ever Elimination Chamber, if you're not old enough to know that. Here's a fun fact that you probably didn't know, though. Do you know what wrestler was in the crowd for this match at Madison Square Garden that said at this juncture that this was the night they decided they would be a pro wrestler?
I know this, but I forgot it.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
MJF.
A young MJF was in the crowd during this, and yeah, he said once this moment happened right here where Shawn Michaels won the World Heavyweight title, he said, that's what I'm going to do.
Hell to the yeah.
I miss him.
He'll be back soon. There's a lot of people that are out. Like,
There's only one I'm caring about.
I know there's some I should care about, but I just can't remember.
There's a second one. Shelton Benjamin, where are you?
He just got booked for a match against
Where?
God, now I gotta look it up. Hopefully I have time.
Where? Yeah, you got time. Actually, no, you don't got time. You gotta hurry.
Yeah.
Rush you for no reason.
You asshole.
We haven't done a full hour in a long time. I didn't expect to today. Although, I will say when I did the layout this morning, I was looking. I said, yo, this show's going to be an hour and a half. But we ran through the whole thing in less than an hour. Now I'm just chilling, eating beef jerky, and watching Elimination Chamber matches. Here's a little bit of a spoiler alert. Elimination Chamber weekend, Wrestling in the Middle World title will be defended inside the Elimination Chamber.
Let's go. All right, here it is. It is Shelton Benjamin versus Josh Alexander.
Let's go.
Prestige Wrestling. Alive and Breathing.
Let's go.
Or, no. Alive Just Breathing? I can't see it. Anyways, Thursday, May 16th. Alive or Just Breathing event. Thursday, May 16th.
Oh.
That's going to be a banger of a match.
I'm pissed because I bit my cheek eating this beef jerky.
I'd be pissed too, honestly.
I'm so mad.
You should throw it at the laptop. Throw it at the laptop right now. You can do it.
Why do we need Randy Orton in the Elimination Chamber again? He was in this one. He was in the 2003 one. He was in the 2012 one. 11, 10, 13.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think Logan Paul is going to be in the chamber?
Yes.
Why do we need Logan Paul in the chamber
when
he literally has a title he could be defending? Gunther can't travel at all.
Are these questions rhetorical because they're so dumb they don't need answers because why the fuck are we doing it? Again, you got me with the... I was like, why can't we put Gunther in the chamber if Logan Paul can be in it? And then, yeah, you can't travel, so...
Yeah, that's literally the only reason. And
I said, fuck!
God, like, Bobby's going to lose his match. Bobby's going to get it... They're going to cost Bobby his match, aren't they? LA Knight might have his match cost, too.
There's so many good things going on, but then there's so many things that you're like, what the hell?
Which, I mean, part of it is they're trying to build people that haven't been built before.
But no, we're not going to say that after we just put Randy Orton in the chamber. He's been built many a times before.
But we're about to get Ivar in the chamber.
And we're going to get Bronson Reed, and we're going to get...
Well, Bronson makes sense. It's Australia. He's from Australia.
And that makes sense. I'm not even complaining against him. But I do think that is stretching it, overplaying to the hometown crowds. When you start thinking like, okay, we have to book this guy in the match because he's from this country, and you start taking people out because they're not from that country, but obviously need the win more, that's when I started to go, okay, You're playing that card too much.
I suppose so. At the same time, they've been building Bronson a little bit, so...
Dude, this isn't even like I'm hating on Bronson Reed thing. Bronson Reed has zero to do with this other than the fact like Randy Orton's in an elimination chamber with a bunch of people needing to be built, quote unquote. It's not even a thing of like I hate Bronson Reed. I'm glad he's in the match. I'm just saying if that's the only reason he's in the match, that's the wrong reason.
Well, that's not the only reason. Like I said, he is being built.
He is being built, yes.
Okay. I think we talked a little too much about the... We're going to get into a
Hey,
heated
it's your
argument.
note. You were the one saying Bronson Reed shouldn't be in the elimination chamber.
I did not say he shouldn't be in the...